Hello there, and welcome to Merry Wednesday, a weekly podcast where every day is a holiday. I'm Sam, and I'm here to help you celebrate. And today, that means kicking back, relaxing, and doing as much nothing as possible. That's because today, March 22nd, 2023, is National Goof-Off Day. And there's that meaningless national again. As I said in the previous episode, National Egg Cream Day, an official national holiday would be a holiday established by your nation's government on which all businesses are required to close. The United States doesn't actually have any official national holidays and instead has federal holidays, which are holidays on which government employees are not required to work and require legislation to be passed to go into effect. Despite this, however, most of the holidays I'll cover on this podcast will tend to have national in front of them anyway. I've decided it's to make it sound cooler. What do you think? Goof-Off Day or National Goof-Off Day? It sounds so fancy and official, which sounds pretty funny considering we're literally talking about goofing off here, but there actually is a story behind this one. Once upon a time, in the long, long ago, otherwise known as 1976, a 10-year-old girl named Monica Moeller, now Monica DeFore, called into a radio show that her grandfather, William D. Chase, was hosting. He was asking for suggestions for holidays to add to the book he started with his brother, Harrison V. Chase, called Chase's Calendar of Events, a guide to all holidays, observances, and special events throughout the year. Monica disguised her voice and suggested National Goof-Off Day, and that's pretty much the whole story. Leave it to a 10-year-old to remind us all that we need to take a break once in a while to enjoy our surroundings and have a good time. Now here's where things start to get a bit hairy, since this happened 47 years ago now. I found a handful of instances saying that National Goof-Off Day became International Goof-Off Day in 1983. But that's literally all it says. I can't find anything explaining how it became international. I did find a few things stating that Miss DeFore gave an interview in 1983 regarding National Goof-Off Day, but I am not having an easy time finding the actual interview. It's possible that they're considering the newspaper article to be the way that it became international, but as you may have guessed, there are proper channels to go through to get a holiday to be, quote, international, that make me quite certain that this is not an international holiday. According to the United Nations website, there is a very official process involving a vote within the United Nations itself in order to deem a holiday to be international, and they need to be linked to either, quote, the maintenance of international peace and security, the promotion of sustainable development, the protection of human rights, or the guarantee of international law and humanitarian action. What a mouthful. There are actually quite a few true international or, quote, world holidays. In fact, today is also World Water Day, which I won't dive into in this episode, no pun intended, but I do think that the effect of that one would be dampened by making Goof-Off Day international as well. But the main thing that convinces me that this holiday is not an, quote, international holiday is that the official 2023 edition of Chase's Calendar of Events, the book that was started by the grandfather of the child who came up with this holiday, does not list it as international. So now before I get into goofing off, I just want to touch on this book a bit. The first edition of Chase's Calendar of Events came out in 1957. It was $1 at the time, and it was 32 pages long. But the 2023 edition is an absolute monster. I haven't had a book this big in my house since the last Stephen King novel I read, and nothing this official and textbook-like since college. There are more than 12,500 entries, and the hard copy goes for $103. It is comprehensive. It even says, quote, one of the most impressive reference volumes in the world on the cover. No, I'm not kidding. And unlike official international holidays within the UN, there is actually a submission process for getting your holiday listed. If you have an idea for a holiday, the deadline for submission to the 2024 edition is April 15th, so you only have a few weeks left. The link to submit is in the show notes. If you do decide to submit something, please reach out via social media or email me and tell me all about it. Maybe I'll do an episode on it in the future. Alright, so back to goofing off. Something I am clearly not very good at since Merriam-Webster defines a goof-off as, quote, one who evades work or responsibility. Oops. Interestingly, it does not list the verb version at all, though in modern times I feel like people are more likely to say that they're, quote, goofing off, rather than to call someone a goof-off. Anyway, our new favorite book, Chase's Calendar of Events, describes today as, quote, a day of relaxation and a time to be oneself, a day for some good-humored silliness and fun. And why not today? Here in the Northern Hemisphere, spring just began 2 days ago. Now, I'm not a meteorologist by any means, but I think that means that the weather should, in theory, be pretty tolerable across most of the world. So I feel pretty good about saying, try to get outside today. Let's call it an exercise in spring fever, or fall fever, or wherever you are. Or just go outside and don't call it anything besides goofing off. I don't care, live your best life. Personally, I'm just sick of the snow and the cold. Let's get some vitamin D and some fresh air. Just being outside can give you better breathing, unless you have seasonal allergies, in which case take your allergy medicine first and then enjoy better breathing. Improve sleep, reduce symptoms of depression, better immune function, and increased emotional well-being, just to start. In layman's terms, it'll make you happier and healthier. So go outside. Now, especially since I'm sure that at least one of my coworkers is going to hear this, I want to make it very clear that I am not endorsing wasting your employer's time at work today. I do, however, fully endorse and encourage using paid time off that is allotted to you. That is part of your working agreement, and you are absolutely entitled to use every second of it. I know money is important and your job is important, but you are also important, and your mental health should be a priority. You deserve a break. Start with your lunch or meal break. Actually take it. And if you work at a desk, step away from your desk. Your break time is your time, and if you're giving your time away for free, you are lowering your own value. Please don't do that. You're worth more than you think. You can go outside. Did I mention going outside is good for you? Because it totally is. But let's not be so serious. We're celebrating the entire idea of goofing off. As long as you're not causing major inconveniences to others, take today to bask in the glory that is procrastination. Put the laundry off till tomorrow. Use paper plates so you don't have to do dishes. Spend some time hanging out with your friends. Play a video game. Read a book. Listen to your favorite podcast. Just don't put so much pressure on yourself today. Go out of your way to put your feet up and just do whatever helps you best relax. Even if you're a busy working parent like I am, you should be able to find just a half hour today to do something that you enjoy instead of something important. Trade off responsibilities with a loved one for a bit, and then return the favor so that they can goof off too. What's your favorite way to goof off? Tell me all about it on social media. Your idea might inspire someone else to do something that they didn't know that they would love too. Well, I hope you've enjoyed taking these few minutes to listen to an episode about goofing off instead of doing something more important. Hopefully you weren't doing something important at the same time. I mean, good for you for multitasking, but that does seem to defeat the purpose of goofing off. So I hope you at least have a plan for that for later. For more information about goofing off, submitting your own holidays, or the benefits of being outside, did I mention you should go outside? Check the links in the show notes. If you have any upcoming Wednesday holidays that you'd like to learn more about, or if you want to tell me about what you did to goof off today, please feel free to send me an email at merrywednesdaypod@gmail.com. You can also check out www.merrywednesday.com, find our page on Facebook called Merry Wednesday, follow our Instagram page at Merry_Wednesday, or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Merry Wednesday. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. And if you liked the episode, please rate and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you like to listen. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to celebrate with me, and I hope you have a very Merry Wednesday. I'm going to go outside.